evening. Today I'm going to share a delicious recipe, a tikka spiced salmon fish pie. Right, okay, so this fish pie has got some serious flavour in it, okay? We're going to use this wonderful blend of spices. The recipe is in the new book. I'll put the ingredients down the side here so that you can get it and you can use it for all kinds of things. It's super versatile. I thought I would make a fish pie with a difference, okay? So we're going to use salmon, phyllo pastry, we've got garlic, red onions, spices, bit of yogurt and some frozen spinach, which is actually really, really good for using and just having in the freezer whenever you need to add some real goodness to stuff. So I've just thawed it out with some hot water, and then I'm just gonna grab a tea towel, and we gotta squeeze the moisture out because, oh my God, frozen spinach, there's just so much water in it, isn't there? Oh, so much. So I'll just put that to one side, into our tea towel, bring up the corners, and then just squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. It's ironic, really. You're paying for a lot of water when you buy frozen spinach. Yeah. But it is really good in this recipe. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid. Right, spinach is squeezed out. Now, let's get some flavours together. So, yeah. Red onion. Let's finely chop this because it will cook quite quickly, so you need to chop your onion quite finely so that everything cooks nice and evenly. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with like massive chunks of raw, semi-raw onion in your fish pie. So that's that bit done. Do the other half. Now remember, if you've got any questions, post them in the comments below, send me a message, and I will try and help you as best I can. There we go, onions chopped. So let's get those into the bowl. Okay. Here comes the dog. Hello, Pip. I got nothing for you today, kiddo. Nope, nothing for you. Right, okay, so we're going to add a few slices of just 1 clove of garlic. Just give us some good base flavour here. So you've actually got stuff going on. Right, in we go. And then I've got fresh ginger. So this will work really well. Ginger's super good for you as well. The more ginger you can get into your diet, the better.
I would never thought about putting ginger in a fish pie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is a fish pie like no other.
Yeah.
You know, it's somewhere, you know, it's like if a fish pie dates a curry. This is what you're going to get. This is the love child of a fish pie and a chicken curry. Or a fish curry. But I love fish pie, but it's kind of like, I don't know, sometimes I just think it's a bit bland and boring.
Yeah. And
it could just do with a bit of livening up, which is why I sort of developed this recipe. I thought, you know what, that's just going to work. And we're going to use phyllo pastry as well in it, which is really, really nice. Just gives a really nice crispness.
Yeah.
It's a bit lighter.
Is that the best pastry to use for this recipe?
I like to use this, yeah.
Maybe puffer pastry or like shortcrust might be a bit heavy.
You could use any pastry you like. I mean, most fish pies are usually potato based, aren't they, on the top? They're not necessarily
a pie pastry topping.
So lemon juice, catchy pips. Might have a little cut on my hand I didn't know about.
Oh no.
In we go with our lemon, and now let's get our spinach, and then let's just pop that in there. And then we'll just need to sort of just break that up a bit. Obviously, this is why we need to get rid of the moisture, because if you just added your frozen spinach, it would be like a tsunami.
Yeah.
It would just be so soggy, it'd be ridiculous. Whereas we need to just sort of create this nice base. Okay, so what we're also going to add, which is a little bit different, is a couple of eggs.
To just help it rather set and...
Yeah, so it kind of helps bring the whole thing together, okay? So we'll just mix that together, and we're going to put this to one side in a sec. Right, just put that to one side, wash my hands, and then we'll carry on. Right. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. So we've got our yogurt. We've got our beautiful tikka spice. Use this all the time, love it. Phyllo pastry, nigella seeds, and I've got some melted butter. All right, and we've got our salmon here. So let's grab another bowl. And let's put our yogurt and our spices in first. So in with our yogurt. So this is just going to help kind of...
Is there a particular type of yogurt you should
I'm just using a total Greek yogurt, using 0% because that's what we've got in the fridge.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be. And then a good tablespoon of tikka spice. If you like more, add more. All right. If you like it spicy, you can make it spicy. If you don't, you want a bit less, add a bit less. That's absolutely fine. But like yogurt and tikka spice together, so good. You could just chuck anything you like in here. You know, you could chuck some chicken thighs in there. You could do as you please. But we're going to use salmon, so we're going to make a fish pie. So I'm just going to cut in like that and take the skin off. The objective is to get the knife parallel with the board. And now, look, I can skin that fish without even touching it. There you go. Okay.
Wow.
Good, aren't I?
Yeah, not...
And then we just cut it into chunks. Not too small a pieces, yeah? Don't mince it, you know, you just want to... You want the pieces of salmon to cook at the same time as everything else. So don't cut them too small. In fact, into 3. These are like 8-ounce portions. Now, if you can't do it that way, cut straight into the middle of the fish and then turn the knife to the left. And you've got one off there. Now you've got something to hold on to. And then just get your knife parallel straight away and just push. And you can skin the fish like that. So it is really easy. You don't need to be worried about it. You could use frozen salmon if you wanted to. Thaw it out overnight and then do exactly this. Or you can use fresh. It's up to you. Right. So we're just going to cut the salmon into pieces and then stir that yogurt all the way around. Give it a really good mix. Now I've got one more lemon. Let's squeeze that over this salmon. And that's just going to help with the flavour. It's going to help, the acidity is going to penetrate into the salmon and just sort of help marinate it for 10 minutes or so while we get the pastry ready. What I don't tend to do is mix all this in with the salmon just yet and the spinach. We're just going to let the salmon sit. Mix together that lemon juice, the yogurt, the tikka and the salmon. Going to leave it in that bowl. And then in this other bowl, we've got our eggs, we've got our spinach, we've got our red onions. What else have we got in here? Ginger and garlic. Don't mix them yet. Let the marinade happen. And then when we've got the pastry lined and ready to go, then we'll combine these two. So if I put those two over there, we'll now look at our pastry, okay? So, phyllo pastry. Super thin, super crispy.
Something that you buy and don't make, yeah?
You never make this, do you, Emily?
No.
Oh dear. Emily and I met on the set of Britain's Best Bakery because her friend had a bakery in Cumbria. And as the judge, we set her a challenge to make phyllo pastry homemade. So mean.
That was cruel.
In my defence, it was the producers that set that task, not me. So Sarah, I'm still sorry, but it wasn't me. Right, so melted butter. I've just got one of these nice enamel tins. I'm just going to brush some melted butter on the tin so that the bottom will crisp. We don't want a soggy bottom, do we, Emily?
We do not.
Nemily? Emily never wants a soggy bottom. All right? So, to prevent that, put butter in first. Now, this is quite possibly the laziest, easiest fish pie recipe ever. So, half hanging over the side, half in the pan. Yeah? A little bit of butter on there, and that'll help it stick. Take another sheet. And this is me being lazy, but there is an end result to my laziness. Okay? So that overlaps. Okay? And now we brush the inside of this. And then we're going to do this one more time just to make sure it all seals up. But before we do that, let's add a layer of flavour. Let's add some Nigella seeds in there. Because they're just like really oniony and savoury, and they're just delicious. You could add a little bit more tikka spice in there if you wanted to. So add that one there. So you kind of offset it. This is where Nigella seeds fly everywhere, but you know, never mind. And then lay this one just slightly overhanging. Can you see?
Yeah.
Yeah? Right. And then brush with butter. You could use olive oil if you wanted to. You know, if you were going dairy free on this, you could use plant-based yogurt, you could use a plant-based butter. No problem at all. Okay, now my last piece. So I don't need any more. If you've got no use for, if you've got like, I've got 2 or 3 sheets left there, fill it if you want to, doesn't matter. But I can use these for something else. So I'm going to hang on to those sheets there, get them wrapped up again, because the quicker the longer they're out, the drier they become. So take a piece there and put it square in the centre. So I've got 100% seal now on this. There's no way any of this ingredients is going to break through that now and cause it to be soggy, because it can only crisp up now because of the butter. All right, so you've got butter getting hot between the layers of pastry, and that's what's going to make it go really, really nice and crispy. All right? Are we keeping up, Emily?
Just
we
about,
good?
yep.
Right, so let me move this over to one side.
This is a good, like, kind of midweek meal, this as well,
Yeah,
isn't it?
totally.
It's
really easy to make as well. So in with your spinach and eggs and onions and ginger and garlic. And I think I'm just going to get my hands in. Get your hands in, mix it all up. Okay, like so.
What would happen if you didn't put the egg in?
Nothing really. I just think it kind of binds it all together a bit and gives it a bit of a sauce, but not sort of like really runny.
Yeah.
Because I'm only using phyllo, so I haven't got the
robustness.
The robustness, good word.
Is that?
To hold all the moisture, whereas the egg will kind of help set it a little bit.
Yeah.
So in it goes. So there we go. Make sure you get all that flavour. There we go. Just wash my hands. It's also quite a good way of like using up leftovers. You know, if you had some leftover, it doesn't have to be fish. You could do chicken in this if you wanted to. You could maybe put some like chicken mince in there with the yogurt and everything. That might be quite nice. I have no idea. Right, a few Nigella seeds, and then we're just going to do this. That's it.
The most satisfying bit, I think.
That
scrunching it all
is our
together.
top. And we do this because it's really nice and crispy. Like, because it's like if you folded it over all flat and like a Christmas present, wrapped up, it wouldn't go all lovely and crispy. Whereas it will now. So we're just going to drizzle that last little melted butter on there. Like I say, you could use olive oil if you wanted to. No problem. More Nigella seeds, because I love them. And they look cool. Little bit of salt. Little bit of pepper. And then that is going in the oven. 170 degrees till it is golden and crispy. When it is, it's probably going to take like 30 minutes. But you'll know, because you'll be able to look at it and you'll go, yeah, everything's golden and crisp. We're ready to go. fish pie is looking good. Look how golden and crispy that top is. Yeah, listen to that. That's what a fish pie should sound like. And it's all nice and crisp. I mean, it's because we've buttered the layers, you could almost lift that out if you wanted to, but you don't need to. Chuck it in the middle of the table. Look, I'm going to cut it a portion so that I can lift it out and show you. Oh, look at it. That is a good sound. Right. Let me get one of these. That will do. Right. If I lift that up, can you see that, Emily? You can see all the chunks of salmon. You've got the spinach, you've got the ginger, you've got the garlic in there. It is a fish pie like no other. If you want to make this, we'll put the ingredients list down the side, or you can get the book, Peter Sidwell's Kitchen. But thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next episode.